Hey, welcome back to another Mossy Oak Moments Live. I'm telling you, I say it every week, but I still think it's the coolest thing ever, delivering all this in one spot, right to your phone, wherever you're at. All this great content from people who really know how to shoot it, know what they're doing. It's the coolest thing ever. So, with that said, let's fall right in and see what we got coming up right now on Mossy Oak Moments Live.
Big buck, over here. I think he's over here. There he is. Right here.
Big bro's down.
Alright guys, well, October 23rd here. Welcome back to another episode of Loopholes Dream Season Live. Carson and I just got done hanging a double set. We got two muddies in this big white oak, and we're setting for the big 8. If you remember back to episode 2, he's a buck we briefly introduced, disappeared for a month, and he just showed back up. We got 3 different series of photos of him, and a big cold front coming, looking ahead at deer cast. So, stands are set, trap is set. But before that cold front arrives, on this episode, we're gonna be joining Mason Morris. A couple weeks back, beginning of October, he shot a beautiful 8-pointer and had an incredible encounter that for 16 years old, you'll just have to see what I mean, but he shows absolute maturity. Very proud of you, man. Congratulations again. And then we're jumping over to Illinois following that with Jason Quant, Brandon Quant's cousin. Those guys put down an absolute giant. Heck of a way to continue their 2022 season. Hope you guys enjoy the episode, and we got plenty of action coming down the pipe. Best of luck the next time you hit the woods.
Go guys, we're flying to the stand again. It's a after school hunt. We weren't planning on hunting and we just couldn't stand it because deer cast says good for tonight. We are jacked up, we're excited. So we're heading into a stand that we call West Hedgerow. We have 2 very large shooter bucks there. Nate and Foggy Bottom Buck are our 2 main shooters. We got a southeast wind which sets up perfect for this stand. So we're gonna hustle in. It's very late, but it's hot. And the other good thing about this stand is it's right next to a pond. Our food plot here is not good, but that water, I think, is gonna draw them down to where we're at. So we observed a large buck yesterday walk straight to a pond, drink for 5 minutes straight, and then walk right back into a bedding area. So we're gonna hunt this water this evening. And if you've been keeping up with the other episodes, I'm tagged out for archery in Missouri, so my man is up. I'm the shooter, finally. I'm excited. We've been practicing all summer. We've been getting stuff ready all summer. I'm excited to finally have the bow in my hand. So stay with us. We'll update you guys once we get to the stand. It is September 29th, and this is the first time of the year where I've actually gotten to have the bow in my hand. I've been playing cameraman for my dad since season started, which is awesome. I love being the cameraman, but it's just something different whenever you've got the bow in your hand, so I'm jacked up. It is September 29th, and it's 6 o'clock. We're just now getting settled in the stand. We're trying to do an after-school hunt, but we're at one of our new locations for this year that we're very excited about, called West Hedgerow. As you can see, our food plot did not turn out this year. We haven't had rain in 2 weeks, so we're not even hunting our food plot. Really what we're hunting is the pond down to my right, but I'm jacked up. My dad tagged out about 2 days ago. He tagged out about 2 days ago on Deadpool. We're gonna get settled in. We're gonna try and get quiet. We've been doing a lot of rustling around real late here, but we've
So guys, that buck came in and proved my point exactly. It's 6 o'clock, they're already on their feet. First buck of the evening. It's like a nice little 1.5-year-old 8-point. So that's always a good sign. Just got in the stand and you already got deer on your feet. So I'm excited, I'm ready to smoke something. She's at 38. Little mid-hunt update here. Deer cast has said good, and it has been. We've only been here for probably an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20, and we've had deer on us all the time. We've seen 4 so far, but what a beautiful evening. Wildlife everywhere, beautiful sunset. I'm just happy to be out here in God's creation, so my head's gonna be sore by the end of this because I've been looking around so much, but stay with us. Hopefully we bring you something big here in a minute. Scurry Louie. Another buck behind him. Another buck behind him. That's 5 heads on. Shooter. He's at 40.
Meh. Meh. Meh.
No. Well, guys, that was a great encounter with a buck that we call 5-head son. He was at 42 yards. Whenever I drew back, I just didn't feel right. And I didn't like the angle. It's early in the season. I don't want to rush anything, any bad shots. So he's a very big deer. Hopefully we can get him back in range again here in the coming days. It's exciting, always exciting to see big bucks like this. So I think that's a wrap for this hunt. It's a very good hunt. We're gonna let him get farther away. We're gonna sneak out of here. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, as you can see on the footage, that was an awesome encounter with the deer that we call 5-head son. I know on the footage it looked like a layup, and it should have been. It was my mistake that it wasn't. Whenever we got into that tree, I should have drew and checked all of my shooting lanes, and I didn't. And whenever I drew back, my elbow was hitting my tether, and it wouldn't allow me to settle into my anchor correctly. And my dad's always taught me that if the shot doesn't feel right, don't rush it, especially on a 40-yard shot and a deer of that caliber. But The deer didn't know we were there. He eased off. We didn't spook him, and we're very excited to get right back in after him.
All right, guys, today is October 1st, and we are in a stand that we call the West Hedgerow. We had an encounter with a very mature buck that we call 5-head son. I just couldn't quite make it happen. He was at 40 yards. I drew, and I just didn't feel right. I didn't want to rush anything this early in the season. Still got plenty of time. We're hoping to get him back in range because I want redemption on him. DeerCast says good for tonight, so our hopes are high. We have an east wind, which sets up perfect for this stand. There's a large CRP field behind me, and behind that is hardwood bedding, so hopefully we can get him back in here. We're gonna get settled in. Maybe we kill him drinking at this pond because it's hot. We're gonna get settled in, we're gonna get quiet, and hopefully we can bring you guys some good action tonight. Is it slick? Looks like slick. He might have bedded down out there. I saw his antlers kind of go down. I'm on him. He's moving his head around weird. Something ain't right. I didn't think he was sick earlier. We didn't get a real good look at him either. There he is. He's going the other way. Alright, guys. The sun just went down. He's just standing in the CRP acting funny. We think that he might be sick. We think there might be something wrong with him. He's just sitting there panting with his mouth wide open. Outside chance it's EHD. It's been really dry. If he comes in and he is sick, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him. Or I might shoot him just because he's a big deer, but we're gonna give him a second. Hopefully he comes in before dark. He's got his head turned completely sideways right now. Hey, right here, right here, right here.
Meh. Meh.
Got him. Guys, that's a buck that we call Slick. We've had him on camera since we built this food plot. We saw him earlier today. He came running out and then just bedded down in the CRP. We thought that was odd. We're still not sure, but we think he may have been sick. He was acting funny the whole night. He would roll his head back and didn't seem like he knew where he was. And even when he was here, he didn't seem like he was all there.
All right, guys, we gave the deer about an hour. We went back and reviewed the footage and it looked like a lethal hit, so I'm pretty excited. We brought some extra trackers. We got my mom, and Kinsley's holding the light. She's helping be the camera crew tonight. So about an hour ago, he was standing right here. Let's go see if we can find him.
Bunch of blood.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of blood there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is Slick. This isn't the deer that we were in here after, but this is a trophy for anybody. Now that we have gotten up to this deer, we are now 100% sure that something was not right with this deer. His face is all swollen up. His tongue does not look right. We observed him all evening just looking sick. Couldn't control his head. His back end was weak. Even after I shot him, he mule kicked and then almost fell down as he was running off. So we're not 100% sure what disease this would be. We assume EHD because it's been very dry for probably 2 or 3 weeks now here in Missouri, but I'm still very, very excited to kill this deer. We've had him on camera since early August, all the way through velvet. He's one of the most common deer in this food plot. Couldn't let him keep suffering. Also, I'm very excited to wrap my bow tag around this deer, so I'm glad that I have my family here with me to recover him, and it was a fun track job. The Rage did its job. The shot was a little low, but got it done, so.
Oh, I don't know. That's a
pretty good shot.
I think that's right through the heart, low lungs heart. Nice
Deer.
buck.
Beautiful 8-point.
Good job. So excited.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that hunt. That sure was a special one for my dad and I. But next up in Illinois, we got Jason and Brandon Quant. They've been busting their tails in the fields farming, but they found some time to hunt a buck that they call tall brow. I hope you guys enjoy.
Well, it's a beautiful day. I wish hunting season was in so we could maybe go hunting tonight, but it's not in yet. So nice and cool. We're out here going to do some more food plot work today. We're going to plant some wheat. Just going to no-till drill some sunflowers. But we're out here on the other side of the plot where I got a blind in place, and this is kind of the early season side of the plot. This is where we burnt wheat off in the summer. And then just no-till these beans in here, which has set some pods. So the buck we're after is I call him tall brow. He's got a real big brow, close to 10 inches on one side. I got a cell cam on that corner down there, and he was in there last night about midnight. And that's my #1 target on this plot for now. All right. We're in here, it's October 7th. I had my #1 target going back to bed this morning, right here on this corn at 6 o'clock. And he's bedded either out here, there's some prairie grass farther over, out in here, or he's bedded in this timber, some old pasture ground. So he's our number one target, and he hasn't really daylighted much, but last night he was all over this plot. Deer cast says great, and I got a good wind, so we'll set tight and see what happens. Well, no deer hunting today. We're shelling corn. Pretty hot today compared to what it has been. Me and Brandon tried hunting and filming Friday night for Big Brow, and he didn't show up. For whatever reason, that night he didn't show up on the plot till midnight. And the last 2 nights I've had him on the cell cam. He's coming out from the bedding area and hitting some alfalfa. And last night we had perfect wind for that blind. We're going to try to get this cornfield done and switch to another field later, and hopefully it's dry enough we can just keep on rolling. So maybe I'll hunt again in a couple days. Okay, it's October the 12th. This is our second set for Big Brow. We're got high hopes tonight. He's been on the cell cam in daylight in the evening the last 3 out of the last 4 nights. He's been coming out down here in the corner of this plot. Hopefully tonight he'll come out with this weather front coming in. We got about 2 tenths of rain earlier today, and it's cloud overcast. So last night it was pretty warm, and he still came out around 6:30 with the west wind. We'll be able to hunt this spot for 2 or 3 days and hopefully capitalize on this weather. And he's coming out here to this alfalfa. It's still pretty green yet. Everything else is pretty dead due to the drought. And I got a little strip of beans down there, and he's been coming out in that corner pretty regular. So I pulled that card, and it's been there since July. Had 5,000 and some pictures on that card. Went through them all last night. And probably 500 of them 5,000 was him through velvet and through now. So that's his hot corner down there. So with any luck, he'll pop out tonight.
my deer's at, you know. Zoom in on him. That's as far as I can get. I think it's a tall brown one. Big buck over here. Where that? I think he's in. He's over here. That's him. Yeah, so what do you want to do? Okay, we gotta get this window open. You gotta move that camera. He just ran that forky off. You're good, you're good. How far? 46. 46? Yeah. He's broadside, ain't he? Yeah. Time for a lick for him. You're good. It's about time for a lick for him. I'm good. Deep breath. You on him? Yep. Get another arrow. Oh man.
Oh my lord.
He ducked it the first time, dude.
Oh, he ducked it bad. I could see it in the scope. He was just like,
It's just got real calm.
thank you for sticking with me.
Big brow.
Big brow's down. Well, Brandon, we got it done.
Yes, sir.
This hunt's been didn't really go down as planned, but it usually never does. The buck started showing up on the north end of the plot. 2 other bucks come out before him, and then Brandon kept peeking out the window to the backside. He said, "There he is." So it was a scramble in the blind, total chaos, but we was able to get it done. Brandon got the shot on focus. The deer was at 45. He seemed to duck, and it was kind of calm. It was windy most of the evening. It calmed down right at prime time. Had to get out of the blind as quick as possible and do a follow-up shot, and I was able to put him down. So it's hard to believe. It seems like a dream come true. So this has the potential to be my second biggest buck ever. Brandon, thanks for sticking with me and laying down the footage.
No problem. Wouldn't have missed this one for anything. Congratulations, man.
It's my #1 hit list deer, so it's on the home farm, so it don't get much better than this. So now I guess it's back to farming.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that hunt. Jason is very well deserved. He puts a lot of time and effort into plots and preseason preparation. It's really great to see it come together for him. Recently, for me, I've been in the field a lot. As you can see behind me, just tore down this auger on our last corn bin we filled up. All we have is double crops left and we'll be done with harvest. Super exciting. However, I have been able to slip out a few times, and on the first night I set over a scrape. Had a beautiful 4.5-year-old 10-pointer come in. Really good looking deer. I think he's going to be a giant in a year or two. Looking forward to watching him grow up. Next night, over the same scrape, had a mature, at least 5.5-year-old 8-pointer come through. I didn't know the deer. I elected to pass him. It really wasn't the deer I was in there after. The deer I call strong side has been in there, just not in daylight. It's definitely kind of been an October lull for my trail cameras. Really looking for that pre-rut to kick in and some of these bucks that I've been getting in the last few weeks to start showing back up again. But the team's been hitting it real hard. Be sure to watch next week for Alex Duncan as she lays down an Iowa Giant. We hope everybody's having a great season out there. Stay safe. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And as always, thank you for watching Leupold's Dream Season Live.
I am off to Illinois. It is a few days before Labor Day weekend. I'm headed to Illinois on a new property that I bought earlier this year. I've had Spartans out on it all year trying to figure out the deer movement, where they're at, where they go, things like that. So today I am headed over and going to hang some Novik stands. And I'll meet up with Paul over there, Paul Jansen over there, and I've got a redneck blind to put up. So 1 blind and 2 stands, that's my goal today. And shift the Spartans around a little bit, put them on some scrapes. I'll probably put some Black Widow out, see if I can't get some deer, some bucks hitting the scrapes. So that's the plan today. We'll see how it goes.
I give all the credit to God about killing this deer right now. He's given me this ability to be able to get on deer like this and figure them out and kill them. It's all him. I'm just the tool that he uses, and somehow I'm hoping that he's using this tool for me to show my faith to people, and that I believe in God and Jesus Christ, and that's truly what's most important in life. Big deer, awesome, but Jesus is king.
Got him, Mossy, go. I think I got him. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. That sucker came downwind of me, man. And that's just a testament to Faye's Black Widow product right there. I was this close to packing everything up. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. Yes!
I just killed the biggest deer I've killed in a couple years.
I don't believe it. First sit.
He was on a string then, come work that scrape that we put the branch butter on yesterday, and he come right in and just power drive me with the mega meat.
Oh my goodness. What a stud.
We just killed a giant, Javen. He's dead right there. Oh my God. What a giant. We work so hard when we get on deer like this, and I mean, dude, it's just amazing.
What a deer.
Dude.
Scissors. You got it.
I told you it was, dude. Here we are on my Illinois property, and I'm going in. I've got my Novik stand and my Novik sticks. This is an area I'd marked back in the spring that I wanted to get to. Right over here, there's a huge dip that goes down to a creek. The whole thing's probably 30 yards wide. Very difficult for them to cross, but just on this side of it, parallel with it, this is a good mix where trails converge. There's 3 or 4 trails that all come to a hub right here. They all converge here, then they spread out and go out into the ag field to feed, which is, I don't know, probably 100 yards or so that way. So this is the general area. I just need to pick out a tree. What I'm doing is I'm looking for a good tree big enough to hide in, something that's got a lot of back cover, so the deer don't silhouette you, they don't pick you out real easy. I like the ones with different trunks, like 2 or 3 trunks, because I think they kind of break up your silhouette better. And I want something that is 25-30 yards off the trail, so I'm not in their direct line of sight. And as they're coming through, I've got a good broadside or quartering away shot. Just pick out a suitable tree, and we'll throw the Noviks up and come back in the fall and sit here a few times, see what happens. Paul just left. Paul was big help. He came out and helped me today get this massive redneck ghillie blind and 10-foot stand erected on the edge of a food plot. It's a big time food plot. I had somebody plant some, buck brunch here on this end and long range on the other end, which That section right there in the middle that separates basically two halves. On the other side of that, it opens up into another food plot. But anyway, just got the redneck up. I'm just doing a little maintenance and trimming little limbs, some few things like that, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna hang a Spartan here on that tree that's actually 39 yards from the blind. I put some branch butter and Scrape Master with a little scrape that was already going. I just doctored it up with some Black Widow. So I'm gonna hang a Spartan here, shooting out that way, just to see what we get going. So. You helping Daddy pack up?
Yeah.
That goes behind the seat.
Behind the seat?
Yep. Carry this. Open the back door where you get in and put that in there.
What back? Oh, yeah.
On my way to Illinois. We're getting here the end of October. It's the 30th today, I think. Tomorrow's Halloween. But the weather the last couple days has been rainy pretty much non-stop. And I'm thinking now that the rain has stopped this afternoon, that'll get those bucks back out there, freshening up scrapes, hitting the scrapes, doing that stuff. I got a couple Black Widow scrapes that they've been hitting right in the food plot in front of my redneck blind that Paul and I put up back in the summertime. So heading over here to Illinois for a few days. Hopefully not over here very long. And I can get back home. So with the rain here the last few days, I've got a couple days off from farming. It's too wet, but when it dries out, I'll be back in a combine for a couple days. So I need to take advantage of this and get over here and see what I can do.
I was sitting in a redneck this morning. It's like mid-morning. This is the first chance I've had to do an interview because I've had deer around all day. So some young bucks, a lot of does, but the activity's good this morning. So it is Halloween. That's my favorite day to hunt. My most favorite day of the year. A lot of people would pick November 6th or 7th or something in November. I'd pick Halloween. Why? Because it's Halloween. Had a really nice encounter with a shooter last night. He was right over here about 15 yards from this redneck blind. The rain had stopped towards the end of the afternoon. And I was sitting here, and I can't see really well that way. I was sitting here and I could hear him pawing, doing a scrape. And I got everything fired up, and I could just look over and I could see a good set of antlers. I think I know which one he was. But he went the other way. That's how it goes sometimes. So we'll see. I've got some scrapes on each side of me. I got a scrape out here in this food plot. I love hunting scrapes here at the end of October. At the end of October, I love hunting scrapes. So activity's been good today. I think here around midday, lunchtime, I want to slip out and get to the other end of the farm and up into a Novix, just so I can see a little bit more, see a little bit farther from where I am right now. So we'll see. It's the afternoon of November 1st. I spent the morning in a ground blind. This afternoon I wanted to get out in a Novix, out in the timber. I just gotta be able to see. But it's November 1st, it's the afternoon, beautiful day, gorgeous day. It was pretty chilly this morning. Temps were mid-upper 30s this morning. It's only supposed to get up to about 46, 47, something like that today. But I got this stand that I put up back in, I don't know, August. And it's back in the timber a ways. That's why I was waiting until the afternoon to get in here. I didn't want to try to do it in the dark. But I've got a big, out about 35 yards, I got a big ditch or creek in front of me. Really steep, really deep. So the deer really won't cross that. They'll run parallel until they get down there a ways, or way back that way a ways, where they can cross real good. So this is a little funnel right here, because they've got to get between me and the creek. And it's about 35 yards. So when I got in here, 34 yards. When I got in here, I would have been doing an interview while I was getting ready, but I literally had a doe 15 yards, and she walked in and she walked all around the trees. I was getting all the camera gear set up as quiet and slow as I could, and my bow was still hanging. She walked up about 5 yards from my bow and sat there and looked at it and bobbed her head. So I'm pretty sure my face system is working good. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to get some Black Widow matriarch spray on these leaves as a good cover scent. This stuff is awesome as a cover scent. I love to use it as a cover scent. I'll spray it on my boots walking in. I'll spray it on some leaves around the tree and just let it drift. This is how I stay alive during hunting season. That's not true. It's how I stay alive all year. Awesome. There was a shooter right here behind my tree. Had a little 2.5-year-old buck come in. And I got the camera spun around on him. It was funny. I just did a series of grunts with the extinguisher call, and the spike came in. 15 seconds later, this 2.5-year-old came in. 10 seconds after him, the shooter walked in right behind him. They all came to that call. Man, had I seen him coming, I would have turned around, would have drilled him right here. Matt. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome. I was this close to packing everything up. Oh wow. I've had a great evening. This has been amazing. I've had a shooter here 10 yards behind me. I couldn't get the deal done. Had multiple little bucks. And I was just standing up to start packing stuff up, and I just heard that walk. Just that walk. And you know, a mature buck's got a different sounding walk. I don't know about the footage because I thought I actually blew it. I tried to get the binoculars on him over here. And I thought he caught me. So I just had to put him up, and I clicked on the camera. And I pointed it down there where I was going to get the shot. Man, I hope it's on there. I don't see my arrow, but he was right there at the right yardage, and I felt good about it. And I heard that thwack. Oh, whoa. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. Oh, that's awesome. My wife, God love her, she just sent me a text. This is my third day in Illinois. She just sent me a text and said, you know, it's time for you to come home. We've got young kids at home. We've got a newborn at home. And I planned on hunting 2 more days, but she just sent me a text. And I was thinking, okay, I gotta pack up everything. I was gonna leave it hanging in this tree, but I'm like, I gotta pack up everything and get out of here tonight, go back to the room and load up all my gear and make the drive home. So now she's gonna be really upset because this deer's gonna lay overnight. I'll come back in the morning and get him. Oh my gosh. There's a big ditch right up here, and I heard him go all the way down. And I think he started going up the other side, but I don't think he made it. I think I heard him go down. Oh, this is awesome. I want to get down. I want to look at the footage first, and I want to get down and see if I can find blood and slip out of here tonight. Oh, heck yeah. Alright, so it's the morning of November 2nd. I shot my buck last night. Great shot. I'm like 95% sure he's toast. But I'm going to go in this morning and do the proper track job. Make sure I don't bump him out. See what I can find. So it was right at dark. I reviewed the footage. I mean, it was a good shot. I'm pretty comfortable. I smoked him. The G5 is just devastating. I know he can't hold it. I found blood and went about 10 yards, 10-15 yards on the trail, and I mean there's blood up on trees and stuff like that, so I know he wouldn't be able to last very long. So we'll go in and see what we can't find. There's some blood on a tree. There's More blood on the tree and my arrow. Let's see. The blood seems like it slowed down. You know why it slowed down? There he is. Right there he is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh. Hey guy. How are you? Beautiful tan. Beautiful tan. Well, here he is. This is big 10 I shot last night right at dark. I came in this morning and tracked him. And I was getting a little concerned because I didn't think he made it up the hill, but he made it up the hill. Blood was starting to run out. I look over and he was 10 yards from where I was starting to look. So, just a beautiful buck. He's one of two that I've been watching on my farm. I've got this one and another one. Man, I'm just thrilled. Just thrilled. We got some young kids at home and I'm ready to go home and see them and help my wife out. God bless her. She allows me to go travel and hunt, and she's stuck at home with the kids by herself and working twice as hard because I'm out here doing what I love. So thank you, baby, for sticking with me and letting me hunt. I couldn't be more thrilled. Just a beautiful buck. And he came in. I was using the extinguisher grunt call a little yesterday, and I had some success with some younger bucks and stuff like that. And this guy came in. He came in early, about 4 o'clock, but he was right behind a tree and I couldn't get it done. He was only 10 yards. I couldn't get it done, and I sat down and I kept thinking that God has his own time, and it's never on my time, it's on God's time. So I had a little feeling of peace come over me that the hunt wasn't done yet, and lo and behold, right before dark, he came slipping back in. This time he was in front of the tree at 21 yards where I could get a shot on him. And I mean, the prime did awesome. Black Eagle arrow, the G5 Mega Meat, just devastating. He didn't go far, probably 80 yards maybe from my Novik stand. Honestly, it was a pretty easy track job. I just expected to look up and see him, but it was a pretty easy track job. But anyway, beautiful buck. I'm gonna take him back home to Indiana. This is my first Illinois buck, and I'm thrilled. Just a great Illinois buck. Just gonna sit here and enjoy the moment before the hard work starts. What a beautiful buck.
Right on top of you. Oh my god. Kill him! Male, 14. I think you're good. You guys ready for this?
Another day in paradise. Saskatchewan Goose Company. We're here early, September, and just getting the go of it. Wind's at our back here today, so we're just trying to feather some family groups out of honkers to the left and to my right. So wind's right at our back, so it should stay the same all morning. So tons of honkers in here. We looked at it yesterday. Lots of honkers. As far back as you can tell, but there's a tree line off the back here. But this whole field was loaded, so I mean, we're gonna give it a go, like always. Can't kill them on the couch.
Ducks on top of Tyler.
I told you it wasn't going to end well for him. It's been a fast one today. So this morning I started out with heavy metal 3s because the ducks came and then the honkers started coming. So then you got to step your game up a little bit because we got big honkers. So black flag 3-inch 2s I went to. So we just went to 3s on the heavy metal for ducks in the specs. And then because shots were close this morning. It's close now too, but I just went for a little more knockdown power.
Kill these trees.
Hey, what's going on? It's Mario from Final Approach. And listen, I don't go on any hunts anymore unless I bring Federal ammo. From chasing crows to ducks to big honkers and sandhill cranes even, Federal has a load for you. They use premium steel for denser patterns, cleaner shooting, and longer range if you need it. It's Federal ammunition. Check them out.
Kill 'em, boys.
was the luck. Tyler, under an hour. 72 under an hour, that's gas, is what the kids would say. Hey, look, hold on. That big group came in and I shot one feather off. And they're not.
Male.
14.
So we're up here getting into the honkers first thing. This is kind of the first stop before they start heading down to the States, and then where we'll start getting into them in Montana and Wyoming. Here we have to get after the honkers before noon. It's Saskatchewan rule. So get our honkers done in the morning, then we're chasing the ducks in the afternoon.
You know? We're chasing ducks in the afternoon. We burned a hole in them on the geese this morning, quick. We were thinking it was about 56 minutes, and we shot 72. So it was as fast and furious as you could get going. So nice, little windy tonight, a little bit of cloud cover. We've already shot a couple ducks, so we're just gonna try to finish our ducks out tonight and just enjoy it.
Ducks coming right in.
Oh, they're coming in like mongrels. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, this is how they do it.
You guys ready for this? Kill him!
I don't know if I want that full choke in here now.
Those ducks were sitting on water, guaranteed. They're wet. Well, just thought I'd let everybody know they weren't in the field already.
They weren't dusty?
Yeah, only a true guide knows all about that, right?
About left. That's it. That's a wrap.
Coming here and seeing Tyler and his boys and the family, and then seeing all the guides, you know, it's
home away from home.
There's no doubt.
why we can't have nice things.
Howdy, and welcome to Hunting the Country's homemade video segment with TK and Mike. Anyway, this week's video segment includes some massive whitetail footage.
He's not quite as massive as some I've filmed in my own personal video collection, you know, but he's a pretty nice buck.
Only massive footage you might be able to get if he gets hung up in the front yard of your trailer.
It ain't no trailer, it's a double wide.
Just because you take two single wides and you duct tape them together does not make it a double wide. Anyway, this home video segment comes from Aaron Damon of Janesville, Wisconsin, and he explains.
On November 8th last year, I went to the woods with my bow and video camera. I had already taken a nice 8-point and had an antlerless tag I was hoping to fill. By 4:30 p.m. I hadn't seen any deer, so I decided to try grunting a few times. I saw movement that I determined was a buck. I ended up grunting this huge buck to within 7 yards of my stand. As you can see, he looks right at me, but thanks to Mossy Oak breakup, he didn't spot me.
Aaron, that was a monster buck.
I'd say his poke and run score would probably be up in the 300s.
What do you know about scoring a buck?
I took big buck measuring and taxidermy.
Only thing I ever seen you stuff was your face over at the IHOC, International House of Chip. Score one of your quail if you get.
Score some chitlins.
Either to score a quail or you ain't gonna kill no whitetail. You might be able to measure the wing spread or something like that.
It'd be a lot wider than the wing spread any of them you ever killed.
We just pulled up to the house and there's already a shooter right here.
That's a good sign.
All these deer have been filtering out right here, right by the house. Last night when we pulled in, there was probably like a 140-inch deer right out here out front. And we're gonna hang this tree stand probably like 70 yards from the house. I spotted some deer coming off the alfalfa. There was a buck with some does, but we're gonna go down there and get a closer look, try and find him in there. Oh, there he is. There he is. That's not the big one. Nah, he's narrow. He must have heard us. Hopefully I can't even talk. Hopefully we're leaving early enough to get in this long walk we have ahead. I think I can see the stand from here. All right. Let's do this. Same tree we hunted last night, hung the stand yesterday. Had a pretty good night last night. And this morning when we were headed out to go look for muleys, decided to circle around this timber lot. And there was a big buck on the other side. He saw us coming in the truck. We kind of spotted each other at the same time, so he ran and jumped back in this timber lot, but I think he was going to the neighbors actually. Regardless, he's moving through here and I would shoot him, so that's a great sign. But we've already got deer filtering through. They're moving alfalfa bales from the back end of this pivot out of here, so it kind of pushed some deer back in already, but already seeing them, and we've got like 3 hours left to hunt. We found one of the shooters this morning. The issue is he's with a lot of other deer. There's a couple issues. He's with a handful of other deer, so that's gonna be hard to fool that many other animals. And then they were on the edge of these trees back here, which was perfect, and he was bedded. And the ranchers came over the hill on their four-wheelers and made him a little nervous, so he stood up and walked into the trees. So he's in the trees, but there's still a doe on the edge, so I'd imagine he's not very far in. So we're gonna move closer and try to lay eyes on him at least. We don't have much wind. We've been waiting on the wind, but we'll get in closer and kind of assess the situation, figure out what we're gonna do. Standing up right there. We snuck in here and we can actually see them. Found the bucks. They're in the trees. We gotta cross the fence, which is gonna be a little tough. And then we can probably ride this ravine right in there. Just stay in this ravine, get up there to them. Them being on their feet, that's actually a good thing. I spotted the 3x4 and there's actually another buck in there that's in velvet. It's October 9th, which I've never seen that this late before. To try and get in there and get a shot on one of them. Leave our packs here. Moved. I think it was a big 4x4. They did what big bucks do. They bedded up against a bunch of brush to block the wind. And they have does bedded on this side of them. Right now we're probably, let's see here, 86 yards from them. And the doe that I can see is probably 50 from us. And there's really no other place to get up here. I don't know what to do with it. Wait them out, but I don't know. I keep looking at these trees, wishing we were in a tree stand. Can you see them? Right here on the ridge. Oh, crap. They're circling downwind. I don't know if they heard us or saw us. We've been following these deer all the way through this valley. They finally bedded. And I was looking at them, and there was a doe right here close. I don't know if she caught me looking or what, but she stood up and circled around with all the other does. They were actually in the way of the bucks. They circled all the way around the backside of us. I'm sure they caught her wind and left because I don't see them anymore. But that couldn't have been more perfect because now the bucks are still bedded there and the does are gone. And now I think we can sneak in there. Oh, they're getting up. They're getting up and moving. Oh, they're going over the neighbor's fence. Those bucks left. They weren't spooked. The sun was hitting them, but they left. in a hurry, and now we've lost them. This is the neighbors. This is what we can hunt. They jumped onto the neighbors, but all the cover's on our side, so I would think they'd stay on us, but I don't know where they went. Wish we had about 15, 20 more minutes, and I would have gotten a shot.
I don't know if we want to get in the stand. I was gonna say I don't know if we want to get in the stand, but I guess the deer are moving.
What's going on?
Trying to figure out what we should do. We were gonna whitetail hunt. Now we're thinking mule deer. It's way late. We're way late, whatever, if we're gonna whitetail hunt. But it is really windy, that's why we're not sure. I don't know what to do. I don't like making decisions sometimes. And if we don't find them at like sunset, our odds have pretty much diminished for that. We can come back here and at least scout, which is what we haven't been able to do yet. Made up my mind. We're going to find the mule deer.
Little buck. Is it? It is. Dang it, dude. 2 little bucks.
I'm not doing it. Gotta go with my original instinct.
I spotted some does over here. It's the only deer we found, and they're bedded, which tells me these bucks are still probably bedded, and we think they might still be on the neighbors. We're not sure, but we still think they are right now, so I think we're gonna get out of here. I don't think those deer are gonna feed till later on anyways.
Doe and a fawn. Another 3 does, 4 does. He's not bad, he's not a shooter.
We found the 3x4. He's with some other bucks today, which is odd, but it's fine by me. I'd rather them actually not be together. Then I wouldn't have to make up my mind as to which one I want to shoot, because I'm going to shoot the 3x4 if we get in there. No questions asked. But he was headed right and we lost him behind a hill, so we're going to head that way and try and get closer and find him. It's colder today. I'm not used to this cold. It's right where we last saw him. He's got the perfect setup. For himself, not for us. He's got a doe bedded up above him. And a doe over here on the right that can see us wide open. If he was by himself, we could use these trees and go straight at it. We're gonna sneak in there and see it, you know, how close we can get, and then hopefully get a shot off. It's just crazy. Like, there's so many does in there. There's 4 or 5 in there, I think, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough, but we're gonna give it a shot. He's up, he's up, he's up. If we stay down, they won't go far. We can buy this tree. Yeah, they're gonna stop right there. Just try not to move much, and they won't go far. Oh man, I was just about to let it go. But he was also quarter 2. And then the does ran behind him. It's all good. I was gonna shoot with him a little quarter 2. I really thought I could drive it through his shoulder. And the does ran behind him. And then he gave me like 1 more second. I was just about to let it go. And he took off. But I did not want to hit. I mean, obviously I didn't want to hit a doe. So I was like, I'm not going to try and freaking thread a needle through all these does and one bolt through and my arrow hit a doe. If they were not standing around him when he was there like that, he would have gotten shot. He was at 48. They're on the neighbors now. There's just one group of trees over on the neighbors. That's literally it. And there's a few cuts, but they're underneath those trees over there, which it's not a big deal. They're really not spooked at all. And the alfalfa's over here that they're gonna come right back to, so. They win today, but it's fun, man. This is a blast. They'll be back and we'll get another shot at them.
Hey, well, you made it about halfway, so here's a tip. Not a hunting tip, here's a tip. Stay till the end. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. Speaking of hunting tips, a guy asked me, he said, have you killed any deer yet? And I said, no, I've been 2 or 3 times. But if, you know, my farm's not gigantically big and I got 3 or 4 grandsons, and if I got a buck, I'm kind of staying out of that area. He said, why don't you shoot those? I said, I prefer to shoot my does later. And he's like, what? He thought that was the craziest thing. I said, yeah, it's just me personally. Everybody has their own opinion. But I got certain number of places, you know, that a buck may be coming, and I don't want to kind of encroach that area too much. Plus, down here in Mississippi, the fawns drop kind of late. You know, they'll say 1st of July, August. I've seen them hit the ground in September. I was bow hunting the other day, and a big doe came out, and I was kind of getting itchy, and I forgot where I was. 90 seconds later, here comes not one but 2 spotted fawns with her. I personally just don't want to shoot a doe with a little bitty spotted fawn, and they look like they're a week old. So I try not to even think about it, you know, in that early bow season down here. Geographically, that's probably different where you live. I get it. Another reason I like to do it late is because I like the deer meat. I like to do the venison, 99% of it myself. And I'd much rather do that when it's cold, really cold outside. You ain't got to worry about it. Rush and get it on ice and do that. You can hang them, let them sit there. They're always better when they age a little bit. So that's just a preference to me. You don't have to shoot them right out of the gate to show everybody on Instagram you got a deer. Do it when it's the best for you. So that's my tip on doe meat for the week. More to come.
All right, y'all, here we go. Western Oklahoma, back at Canadian River Hilton, one of our favorite places to come.
It'd be interesting to know how many hours have been logged out here over the years.
Yeah, 20, 30 years. 20 years and probably average 3 or maybe 4 trips.
That's right.
Yeah, bet you I'm in here safely north of 50 times.
I was gonna say anywhere from 50 to 60 times. Yeah.
So what does that tell you right there?
We ain't very fast learners. No. We ain't very fast learners, what that tells me.
Me and Mighty ain't figured out yet. We need to quit fooling with this guy right here.
Opening day of rifle season is tomorrow. Right here in late November, and the great thing about that is, it's rut. That's right in the bull. Beautiful country as always, a little bit windy as always.
Get ready for some straight hunting.
I know, it's gonna be good, because that's what we're about to do.
Well, here we go, last day Oklahoma. It's a good cool morning, it's calm, clear, about 30 degrees. So I mean, look, conditions are awesome, and we just got to get lucky. Bottom line, we just got to see a mature buck with the Browning rifle with the loophole on top. I mean, we've hunted hard all week. We've seen deer, we've seen young bucks cruising, we've seen some does. We've had some hunts where we didn't see many deer. But like I say, it's just a wild card type of deal. We're gonna keep hunting, and hopefully we can get our eyes on a big mature buck and then, you know, get a shot on him. So that's all we can do, keep hunting. Well, we just had some action. We had a decision to make, had a borderliner, you know. He could have been mature for a 4-year-old buck, I don't know. I think he was 3, but just so hard to tell. When you're down to the wire, it's the last day. And you want, you know, you got an itchy trigger finger, you want to get it done, you know, so it's like, oh, do I shoot him, do I not shoot him? I mean, we are on the last day. He ain't no 2-year-old.
I don't know. He took it from a 3-year-old. He took it.
It's just not a no-doubter. Thing about it is, I know that there's so much bigger and, you know, bigger rack bucks out here at CRH, so we passed him. I'll go up there with her. In a way I look at it, if I have to ponder on it and think about it that much, he probably ain't. And I know there's much better out here, so we're just gonna, keep grinding. It's getting kind of late, getting kind of breakfast 30, ain't it? Got a text from Justin. Cole coming to get y'all. Evan has a shooter bedded. Let's roll. Need to move quick. All right, so here's the deal. Justin just texted. He had a couple guides out glassing when it's open country. Evan has a shooter buck bedded. Justin just said Cole's coming to get us. And we're fixing to try to go make a move on this buck. We gotta move quick. Let's just flip this blind over us and turn this one off. Here, just flip it off.
Good thing we got the rhino, eh?
That's true.
Easy to break down.
Quick breakdown. Alright, we're here. It took over 10 minutes. We were sitting there talking in the blind. Justin text. Get ready. Cole's gonna get you. He's got a good one bedded. So he down in his draw.
Yeah, we actually came up here to look at a different tree row, and we spotted him in this little draw right here. And he was working down it, so we went down and around and just caught him feeding about his canyon. And, we lost him, but I was pretty sure I told the skipper that thought he was probably put the bed down. We came back around here. As soon as we got here, we glassed him up. Just been kind of waiting to see. Yeah, you can look at him. It's right on him.
Ourselves in position. Good buck, bedded up. He's got the blue bone spotter right on him. Last day here in Oklahoma. Question is, if we can get set up on him, how long is it going to take for him to stand up? Trying to get ourselves in position to get a shot.
Sit down behind some sagebrush, give us.
Was he walking? Yeah, walking to the right. Yeah, I'm on.
It keeps going right. Try to stop it.
I'm on.
Ready?
Yeah.
You hit him. What do you act like?
I lost him.
By that tree?
See him?
No, I thought I saw him by that tree.
He ran into the ditch.
I thought he ran like this.
He ran up that way and then he kind of curved and then I lost him. I don't know if he fell or what was wrong. There he goes, there he goes. He's hurting. Get up there. Full speed on him.
I think he's in that little thicket right there.
What we're gonna do is we'll walk right down here, around the edge. We'll come up right here and we'll be able to get right across from him.
Putting a stalk on him, come running out of that bottom. But we saw him get easing up his draw. And saw him go into a plum thicket and didn't come out either side. So we're easing up here trying to make another play. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky.
There he is, there he is, there he is. I can see him up there moving.
Where in relation to the little tree?
Yeah, if you go to 10 o'clock, it's going up behind it right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's more behind it. Going to the right? Yeah.
See his head right up top?
Yeah. I'm on it. 30. I'm on it.
Ready?
Yeah. Nope. Smoked him. In the shoulder. His leg broke. Don't shoot there. Hit him hard.
It sure felt like it thumped him.
It was loud whopping. His whole leg was. Let's he stopped up there and then I mean he couldn't hardly go.
Well, we just shot a big one. I feel good about it. I mean, I had it on and I squeezed it. And you could hear that dang bullet hit him. And Evan, you think you popped him good?
I think you hit him a good shoulder shot.
Evan, that is a brute of a body deer. Of course, we knew that when we were after him, man. Hey, last day. I don't know, for whatever reason, I like to do that. Don't know why. Oh yeah, look at that deer. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, dude. That's a heck of a deer. Set the old Browning down, take a look at him.
Big bodied sucker.
That right there is what I'd call that a Western Oklahoma bruiser, huh? I tell you what, that's a good one right there. Look at old head on him. Big old blockhead, just a good 8-pointer. Solid tines, got one brow busted right here. Look at the body, what you think he's gonna weigh, 200?
Probably somewhere around there, I'd say.
Man, what a buck. Well, now I guess we got a little work to do. We got a little ways to go, but.
Yeah, Justin can bring over that Can-Am and come pick us up.
Big thanks to one of my good buddies, longtime friends, Justin Akins here at Canadian River Hilton. We've been coming out here for a long time, the Mossy Oak crew. And this is a result just about every time. Big mature bucks, turkeys, whatever. Super thankful for this opportunity. Thanks to you.
Glad to be here.
Hey, we've been straight hunting all week, Mossy Oak style. Let's go get this big old guy out of here.
Hey y'all, Nathan Dunsing here with Mossy Oak. Gonna be making a venison ragu with pasta. I love using stew meat for things like this. You know, this a lot of times goes in deer sausage. You know, I think this is a great way to utilize it in a little bit different way. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna brown off the venison. You wanna make this dish in a Dutch oven that you're gonna cook it all the way through. I say that because you wanna develop the flavors in that dish. We're not wanting to cook the meat all the way through. We're just wanting to, again, get the outside browned up, develop some flavor on the outside. Okay, so we've been just kind of browning this venison meat up. We're actually gonna remove the meat out of the bowl. Turn it down to medium heat. We're gonna add a little bit more olive oil. And in goes your onions. Got medium diced onions. We're gonna let those cook in the pan. They'll become translucent. And as those onions start to cook and release moisture, you're gonna see some of what's called bond, the browning on the bottom of that pan start to come up. And again, that just adds so much flavor to the dish. Once those onions become soft, translucent, then we're gonna add some bell pepper, some green bell pepper. I like to cut a larger dice with the bell pepper. With the onions, I want them to cook down in the sauce, so whenever you're eating the pasta, you don't necessarily see the onions, but you get to taste the flavor of the onion. A little bit of garlic goes in as well. Next, we're gonna add some herbs. So we've got thyme and oregano. We're just gonna add that to it. Next, as the vegetables are done sauteing, we're gonna add in, deglaze the pan with red wine. So I'm gonna let that reduce by about half. All right, now that the wine's reduced, we're going to add the tomato paste. And stir it in with the wine. And I'm just gonna let that cook for about a minute. Now we're gonna add the meat back to the pan. And then to that, we're gonna add diced tomatoes. And you can use, again, beef stock, bone broth, chicken stock, whatever you have, whatever you prefer to use, and 1 bay leaf. I'm gonna put it in an oven, or I'm using my grill today. So I'm gonna put it in with no lid, just let it go to 275 degrees and just let it braise away. And this is gonna take several hours. It really depends on what you're using. But again, you're just gonna cook it until it's fork tender when it comes out. So the ragu's been in the smoker for about 2.5 hours at 275 degrees. I'm gonna check on it, see if it's ready to go. So you can see the sauce is reduced down. That's why I like to cook this without a lid on it, because you want that braising liquid to kind of cook out as it cooks. So I'm just gonna take this basil, roll it up, and we cut it really thin strips. It's called chiffonade. We're gonna take all that, I'm gonna toss it right in there with that ragu. I've actually cooked this pretty much till it's done, and then I'm just gonna fold it into the ragu. And it may not need it all. It just depends on how much it's reduced down and how much it'll take. You don't want it to be all pasta either. You know, you really want the venison ragu to be the kind of shining star. Just to help the sauce kind of coat the pasta a little bit, I'm gonna add just a touch of butter. All right, so once this is, the pasta is well incorporated, looks like there's enough sauce for it all. We're gonna take this off the heat, pile it up on a share plate here. And then I'm just gonna garnish this with a little bit, this basil right out of the garden. It's just perfect. So I'm just gonna take some of the smaller leaves and garnish it up. All right, so that's our venison ragu with rotini pasta and some fresh basil.
Part-timers, from a hunting standpoint, applies to everybody. Whether you're a deer hunter, duck hunter, elk hunter, turkey hunter, nobody gets to do it full-time. I mean, we would love to, but we can't. What's going on, part-timers? It is opening weekend of bow season here in great state of Florida. It feels like it's 100 degrees, humidity's through the roof, so we'll be sweating. First afternoon, got my man Hoyt rolling in there. He's ready, got the crossbow dialed in, got the Raven ready. You ready? Feel pretty good about shooting it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Got a couple decent bucks on camera. It's actually surprisingly our rut down here this time of year, which is crazy, but maybe we can get one cruising or chasing through there. And if not, and we see a hog, we'll shoot it too. So, y'all stay tuned. Hopefully we get to sling an arrow at something. You ready? All right, let's go get them. first sit during bow season, first afternoon that we got to go, which is the second day of bow season. But anyway, had a doe come in, deer rutting, and she was looking around, but my man wanted to shoot, so we just shot us a doe. Watched the footage back, looked like he hit her perfect. So we're going to give her a few minutes and ease down there. Pretty sure when she was running off, I could see her bleeding out her side pretty good. That'll be the first deer that we've shot with those thorn broadheads. The crowns, I'm interested to see how they do. I swear I can see blood pouring out on our way down there. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna try to see if we can get a tracking job going. Well, we got my dad to come down. This was kind of weird, but got my dad to come down, and he set my Hoyt in the truck back to trail this deer. But that doe shot's headed right in here. We got some blood working. Some there going. See that right here. Well, we found her. Got a good shot on her. Didn't bleed much, but anyway, mosquitoes are absolutely murdering it, so we are about to check out. So, thank you for watching Part-Timers. Headed to the skin rack.
What we're going to try to accomplish today is pretty basic. Long range shooting is becoming really popular in the shooting arena, but what we're going to talk about is how to take some of the lessons from that kind of high fine-tuned shooting and apply it to hunting. Intention is to try to make you a better shooter in the field. Everybody knows field shots don't happen like this in a perfect environment with perfect setting and perfect rest. So how do you prepare yourself for it? So there's 4 major positions that you want to be able to master. First is prone. Second is sitting, third is kneeling, fourth is standing or offhand. You can break that down into 2 different categories for each too. There's like prone supported and prone unsupported, and the same for standing, sitting, kneeling. Supported and unsupported. So what we're going to do is show you ways to make each one of those positions better for you in the field. Like I said, you can spend a lot of time and listen to a lot smarter people than me about how to shoot long range. What we're trying to do is help you be just a little bit better in the field. We're going to start with prone unsupported. The key point for prone unsupported is bone contact. You don't want to muscle your gun. So your whole position is built around, if you're a right-handed shooter, your left elbow. Plant your left elbow and then build your position around it. So I start at about a 30-degree angle from where I'm going to plant my elbow. Get down in position and plant my left elbow like that. Put the gun in the cheek well and rotate down onto my elbow. Now I've got straight bone to the stock. This elbow's rested. The rest of my body is at an angle natural to the stock, and I can relax everything and let all the weight of the gun be supported by that bone right there. Prone unsupported. It's a good, solid position, probably the best field position you can get if you don't have a rest, and it's possible. Get down prone, make sure you plant your left elbow, and then rotate into the position like that. Got you that time. All right, the next position we're going to talk about is prone supported. Like I said before, I think prone is the best position if you can get that shot in the field. Prone supported, I'm going to use a sandbag for this one, but you're not going to be carrying one of those around. But most hunters, especially if you're hunting in a place where you're going to have to take a longer shot, you're carrying a backpack or a bulky jacket. If you get the chance, roll it up on top of a rock or a log, lay down, rest the gun on it. It's the best possible field shot. Prone supported, pretty much the same thing. You build the same position that you build in prone unsupported. Same about 30-degree angle, relax all the muscles in your body. Put the gun on the bag and build your position behind the gun. Nice and comfortable. Once you're on your target, I just like to stabilize the rifle with my left hand. Find your target, breathe and squeeze. Next position is sitting unsupported. Again, the biggest deal is to try to get as much bone-to-bone contact as you can. So Build your base with your feet. I like to sit at about a 45-degree angle to my shot. Put my left elbow on my left knee. Take my arm and wrap it around my sling. And just like prone unsupported, build the position around that elbow. Pack the rifle in your shoulder. Rest on your right knee. Relax as much of your body as you can. Aim and squeeze. The next position we'll talk about is sitting supported. In this case, there are several devices you can use. I prefer to carry something like this bog pod tripod. It's easy, telescopic, fits in your backpack, quick to deploy. They're smart. They put some little graded marks on there so you know that you've got even legs. You can set these up really fast, and it's an extraordinarily stable position once you get them set up. This is probably my #1 field shooting position, sitting supported. Get the bipod up, rest the gun in there. One of the things you want to do is make sure that the bipod is adjusted to a position where you're not muscling it, where you're not trying to reach up or lower down. Take an extra second or two and adjust the bipod to where you've got a nice, natural, comfortable position. You'll be 100 times better. Find your position, breathe and squeeze. Next one is kneeling unsupported. Try to get your right knee down on the ground, your right boot up under your hip on your right side, and again, left knee as high as you can get it. That'll get you a nice erect position and keep your breathing from moving your barrel too much. Rest your left elbow on your left knee and build your position behind that. The next position is kneeling supported. Again, same fundamental position for kneeling, but again, using a bipod or a tripod like this bog pod. Like I said before, take the time to make sure that your tripod is set up at just the right height so that you're not hunching over or having to pull yourself up. If you're using muscles, you're gonna miss. Okay, last positions, standing and standing supported. First, standing unsupported or offhand is probably the most challenging position to shoot from. I try not to recommend shooting it ever if you can get away with it, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. So a couple things you can do to make your standing more effective. First, stand 90 degrees to your target, feet shoulder width apart. Relax all the way through the core of your body. Don't rush a standing shot. Make sure your target's like this, 90 degrees off your left side. Some people will wrap a sling around their arm like that and raise up high. Some people will try to rest their elbow on their hip. Whatever you can do that keeps your upper body extended and open. If you're hunched over, kinked out like that, that's muscles. And like I said, if you're using muscles, you're gonna miss. No one can hold a standing position right on. The barrel's gonna move. There's nothing you can do about it. So get in rhythm with where the barrel's moving and squeeze the trigger when it's on the target. Okay, last position we'll cover is standing supported. In the field, this is a really good position if you've got a bipod that extends high enough for you to shoot standing. I like to carry this with me everywhere. A lot of times you're in thick cover, high brush, shooting over fallen trees, and you can't get in a prone, sitting, or kneeling position. But with a good bipod or tripod, you can get a solid standing position and shoot very effectively at distance. Get it up to where it's even with your shoulder, where the position is erect and straight up. Like I said, don't have to lean over, kick your hips out, bend your knees. Just like you're standing there talking to somebody. The more natural position, the better you're gonna shoot. That's it. So we covered 4 major positions with supported and unsupported techniques. There's a lot of great shooters out there. A lot of people looking at this probably are a heck of a lot better shooters than I am. But always there's something you can learn. Take these tips, they're gonna make you better in the field.
Good morning. Feels like deer season this morning. It says 47. It feels 43. Dad's decided to sleep in this morning. We've got to hit the road today. It's our last day, and can't hunt this evening because youth season opens tomorrow in Georgia, and my little niece has expressed some interest in wanting to shoot a deer, and Drew has had her shooting a 243 off a little rest, and got some deers coming to a food plot Drew has, so we ain't gonna miss that Saturday morning. We're gonna be there for that. So, and that's about a half day's drive from here, so we're gonna hunt this morning and turn it south.
Good morning. Not gonna say much because it's super quiet this morning, but we're over the feed tree. This has been the only spot we've had a shooter deer show up in the daylight, and it was in the evening. But this is the last morning we have to hunt on this ground, so this tree's seen a lot of activity from a lot of deer, so we got in here super early. It's just breaking daylight good, and we've been up here about 45 minutes, so we did jump a deer out from under the tree when we got here, and I think we bumped one between here and the truck, so as you can tell, probably the squirrels are hard
what she was fixing to do. That was fun. Shooting them deers is still fun. They don't gobble, but it's still fun pulling that bow back on them. Some snow geese flying over. But we got us another doe. 7:45. Hadn't seen anything. We jumped a couple deer coming in this morning. But hadn't seen anything, and then these two does come down the hill here. Got up under us, and I don't know. The wind's just non-existent. I don't know if they got a backdraft or if the sun's just starting to come up, so maybe the thermals are just starting to pull up a little bit or something, and my west wind ain't pulling them down or whatever. But anyways, one of them got nervous right here below me and started looking, caught me, because as soon as I saw her start getting a little weird, I started trying to get my bow around this camera because I knew what was fixing to happen. I've been extremely patient with these does this year, and I've done had a couple of them cause a ruckus. I could just tell that was what was fixing to happen. She was gonna see me, smell me, bounce and flip and kick and somersault out of here and stand right up there out of bow range and blow and cause issues. So, made a mistake of letting me get the bow around that camera, getting it drawn, and she was looking right at me, and I tucked it in low, thinking she's probably gonna drop a little bit, but I think it hit square. I heard her. I didn't see her fall, but I heard her fall right up there at the top. Well, it's 9 o'clock, so it's still early, but we got to get a move on it because we got to get on the road today. And now I have 2 deer to debone before I can hit the road. Can't be traveling across all these state lines with these deer bones. So we'll have to get the bones out of the hindquarters and front shoulders. But got to get them cleaned up. And got to get to Georgia. Hopefully we can get us a youth deer tomorrow. Evie Reese wants to go deer hunting, and tomorrow's a youth opener in Georgia, so we going deer hunting. Standing right here, obviously, because check out our arrow. That's the first. Joker buried plumb up to the bleeder blades. Hey, pretty girl. Thank you. Thank you, old girl. If we could all luck into putting them right there every time, we wouldn't have much of an issue at all. Whew. Thank you, Lord. But we're fixing to get everything out of the pack, break her down, get her in a bag, and haul her out of here. And that's it for this piece of dirt. We'll be headed somewhere else in Kentucky if I'm sure we'll come back. We got a buck tag, so we'll be coming back to try to fill it, I'm sure. So, but for now, let's get cleaned up and get to Georgia. See if we can get Evie her first deer.
Well, you've heard me say it a whole bunch. Very proud of this crew here at Mossy Oak for pulling all this together. And trust me when I tell you, it's a lot of work and it's free. It ain't like we're trying to get you to subscribe to something for 10 bucks a month or whatever it is. We do this because we love it as much as you do. So, hey, if you like Mossy Oak, go share it. Make sure your buddies, all of them know it's free. You can catch previous episodes on YouTube or Facebook. Bottom line is we'll be back. See you later.